these are all of the books that I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. Will I be able to do it? That was so close. Did you see that? Hello everyone, and welcome back. It is officially the autumn season. It will soon be winter, so I thought that it would be a perfect time to tell you guys what books I'm hoping to read this autumn and winter season, and the books that I want to read by the end of the year. I can't believe that it's autumn. I'm so excited, and without further delay, or ado. I think it was ado and delay. Anyway, without further ado or delay, let's start talking about these books that I have gathered to show you. So the first book that there are two books that I need to finish and that I've already started. And the first one is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This is the Everyman's Library edition, but I took the dust jacket off because I'm currently reading it. I have about a quarter of it left, and I'm loving it so much. I have missed Jane Austen. I haven't read a Jane Austen book since 2021. I missed last year, but I'm so excited to be reading this now. I have so many thoughts, but I think I'm going to save them because Emma and I are going to be filming our book discussion very soon about Northanger Abbey and, I was going to say it already, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I adore both of these books. So I have read Wuthering Heights before, so this is a reread, but this is my first time reading Northanger Abbey, and I'm just having such a great time. These two books are so great to read together because Jane Austen and Emily Bronte are quite different writers, and the different things that they bring to, I guess, like a gothic style novel. Northanger Abbey is a bit more like a parody on the Gothic, especially she had a lot of influence in the book that has influenced our main character is The Mysteries of Udolpho by Anne Radcliffe. And Wuthering Heights and Emily Bronte, it's more like a true atmospheric novel. It's not really a parody, it's just what she wanted to make the story to be. So I'm really enjoying both of these. Can't wait to keep reading them and finish them and then talk to Emma about them and talk with you guys about them. So very excited about these two. My next category of books is books that I have started that I need to finish by the end of the year, because if I don't finish these, I will just be a major disappointment to myself, and I know to you guys because I've seen a few of your comments and I need to finish these books. So the first one, this book, I feel so terrible that I haven't continued on reading it, and that is The Winners by Fredrik Backman. If you know me, you know that one of my favorite writers, if not my favorite contemporary writer, is Fredrik Backman. He is a Swedish author. These books are beautifully translated by Neil Smith, and Neil Smith does a fantastic job. And I started this book months ago. I did annotate it when I started it, and I just haven't continued on. I don't think I was in the right headspace. This book is... All of Fredrik Backman's books deal with so many different emotions, but the Beartown series in particular is a bit heavier, and I think it would be perfect for the winter time, and I just need to finish it. I was loving it, I just wasn't in the right headspace. If you guys have been following me for this year, you know I've been in the biggest reading slump for all of 2023, and I've been pushing through it. I feel like I'm finally getting out of it. It's time to continue reading this book. I feel so bad that I stopped. But it wasn't the book's fault, it was my fault. So I just need to continue reading it and finish it. But also, subconsciously, part of me doesn't want to finish it because it's the last book in one of my favorite book series. And I'm just sad at that fact. The next one I started, and again, I just was not in a good reading mood, especially at the beginning of this year, and I think I started this one at the beginning of the year as well. That is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I love this edition so much. Is that not the most beautiful cover you've ever seen? It is just so beautiful. This is a stunning novel about William Shakespeare's son Hamnet, and it follows his life and the people behind Shakespeare, because obviously Shakespeare is one of the greatest literary figures that we have, and this kind of delves into the people in his life. It's such a beautiful, again, very atmospheric book, and I was loving it. was not in the right headspace. And now I feel like I'm finally getting into the right headspace to read these books. And I know so many people have adored this book. I was adoring it. I just need to put all of my attention into it and focus on it and read it and love it, because I know that I will. So again, like the winners, I just actually need to read this book or finish it. Another one that I started recently, and I'm not feeling too bad about it because I started it a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. I just have to finish it, and that is I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I really, really love Alice Oseman's work. I have been reading their work in chronological order, and I read Solitaire, Radio Silence, Nick and Charlie this winter, the Heartstopper series, and now I'm up to I Was Born for This, and I'm really enjoying it. We're following two different perspectives. Our main character, who is like a teen, and she really loves, her name's Angel, and she really loves this band, The Ark. And then we follow I believe it's the lead singer of the band. There are different perspectives, so the fangirl of the band and then one of the band members. And I think that's a really cool perspective dynamic, and I believe they meet and things get interesting. So I'm very excited to continue reading this one. I have been enjoying it so far. I'm not very far in, but Alice Oseman's writing is so great, and I just can't wait to continue on with this one. And then the next category of books is, again, 2 book club picks, but they are a bit more atmospheric to this time of year, and then the rest are specifically books I want to read during the autumn and winter. And I have 2 Christmas books. That's 4. I have 2 Christmas books. Reflecting your reading with the season, I think, is so much fun. So anyway, the first 2 books that we as in me and Emma and whoever joins the Game of Tomes book club, the first 2 books that we need to read are Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare, speaking of Shakespeare, and Yevgeny Onegin by Alexander Pushkin. This is one of my favorite books, absolutely ever. I think it is the most beautiful book ever written. It is a novel in verse by one of the greatest Russian writers that the world has ever known, Pushkin. And I love this story so much. It is very wintry and snowy and cold and beautiful, and I just can't wait to reread it. I read it for the first time in 2021. It became one of my favorite books of all time, and I very happily convinced Emma to make it part of the Game of Tomes book club calendar list. So very excited. I believe this is December's pick, and then November's pick is Twelfth Night by Shakespeare. I have not read a Shakespeare play in a couple years, and I miss them, and I want to. And the only thing I know about Twelfth Night is that She's the Man, the movie, from like early 2000s, was a modern remake of Twelfth Night, and I love She's the Man. My sister and my cousin, we loved watching that movie growing up, and we can recite almost every line to She's the Man. And I always knew that it was like a parody or a spin-off or inspired by Twelfth Night, and I really want to read Twelfth Night and see where that inspiration, you know, how they changed it and adapted it. I just think it's so funny. So let me know if you also love She's the Man. It's such a great movie. And if you've read Twelfth Night, what you think. So yes, I cannot wait to read Yevgeny Onegin. It is going to be so much fun. As you can tell from all of my tabs, I absolutely adore it. So yes. Okay, then books that I haven't read that I want to read because they're atmospheric. The first one is The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter. I know that Emma has read this, and she said that it was perfect for the autumnal season. I believe Angela Carter's like reimaginings or retellings of well-known classic tales. And I think I read Bluebeard when I was taking a short fiction class, but I could be mistaken. But I think it was. It was quite a few years ago now. The fact that it was quite a few years ago now is terrifying. I'm very excited to read all of these, and I think they'll be perfect for this time of year. I love this cover. This is the Penguin Deluxe Edition. It's so beautiful, and it is introduced by Kelly Link. Then I have been wanting to read this book for so long, but I thought that I should save it for this time of year, and that is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I love everything Neil Gaiman writes. I love when he narrates his books, so I think for this one I am going to listen and physically read The Graveyard Book. So many people say that this is their favorite Neil Gaiman. I absolutely, like I said, adore all of his stories. I really love Coraline. Usually I read Coraline every year, but I think this year I'm going to dedicate to The Graveyard Book. So extremely excited about this one. This is also the illustrated edition, illustrated by Chris Riddell, who I adore Chris Riddell's work. Oh my gosh, he's just such an incredible illustrator. And on the back it says, Nobody Owens. Oh my gosh, I love that his first name is Nobody. Known to his friends as Bod, is a normal boy. He would be completely normal if he didn't live in a graveyard, being raised and educated by ghosts. That is incredible. There are dangers and adventures for Bod in the graveyard, but it is in the land of the living that real danger lurks, for it is there that the man Jack lives, and he has already killed Bod's family. Ooh, okay. I've never read the back of this before, so wow. A deliciously dark masterwork by storytelling author Neil Gaiman with illustrations by two-time Kate Greenaway Medal winner and acclaimed artist Chris Riddell. And the Times says, a memorable, captivating read. How cool is that back cover as well? So beautiful. Oh, so excited for this one. Can't wait to read it. The next one, I don't think it's particularly spooky, but I'm assuming from the title and the vibe it's giving me, I feel like it could just be nice for this time of year. Anyway, that is Ghostways, Two Journeys in Unquiet Places by Robert McFarlane, Stanley Donwood, and Dan Richards. If you know me, then you know that I adore, I keep saying adore. Carolyn, expand your vocabulary. I really enjoy all the work by Robert McFarlane, and this is also illustrated as well. If I can, get onto an illustration. So the back says, a hauntingly beautiful diptych of works inspired by Robert McFarlane's travels with celebrated collaborators to two eerie corners of England. I think that this will just be wonderful, perfect for this time of year. It feels atmospheric, it feels a little spooky. Very excited about this one. And then I don't think I'm going to get to this one if we're being realistic. Because I just don't know how much I'll be able to read from now until the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see what I get to. But the next one is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I haven't read a Daphne du Maurier in a couple of years, and she is perfect for the autumnal season. And I recently picked up this edition when I was in London, and I got this in Daunt Books, which was just such an amazing experience. And this is by Virago, I believe. Yeah, Virago Modern Classics. And I've been wanting to read Jamaica Inn for so long, and I hope to read it this year, if not maybe next year, hopefully. I really prefer going into her books not knowing too much, so I think I'm going to go into this one quite blind, but all I need to know is that I've loved Daphne du Maurier's books previously. She always creates such atmospheric and chilling stories. I'm very excited about this one, so yes. And then the last two books are more Christmassy. Well, they are Christmassy. The first one is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I read A Christmas Carol every year, so I'm hoping to read it again this year. So that is A Christmas Carol. And then the last one, it's a book series that I discovered quite a few years ago, and every year I read one book from the series. And this, I don't know if it's the last book in the series, but I'm very excited to read it. And that is A Mouse Called Mika by Matt Haig. How cute is this? It is also illustrated by Chris Mould, another one of my favorite illustrators, and this is following the series called A Boy Called Christmas, and then you have The Girl That Saved Christmas, and then Father Christmas and Me, and then The Truth Pixie, and I think now I'm up to A Mouse Called Mika, and A Boy Called Christmas was turned into a movie, which I think I watched for the first time last year, or the year before. I forget which year it came out. I don't know. But it's such a great adaptation, and I love this series very, very much, and it's just such a sweet story. So we are following Mika, who is the boy who's called Christmas, Nicholas's friend. I don't want to say pet mouse, but like friend mouse named Mika. And yes, that is all. Don't know what Mika is going to get up to, but I'm sure he's going to get up to something quite entertaining. The back says, "Two brave mice, one quest for cheese, an epic tale on a miniature scale." Oh, that's cute. And it is just a really sweet story, and I love reading it every year. It just makes me happy. So these are all of the books that I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. Will I be able to do it? That was so close. Did you see that? Will I be able to do it? We will find out. Stay tuned to find out if Carolyn can read all of these books. Let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 12, 13. There are 13 books. I have, right now it's almost October. It is September 27th. I am pre-filming this video because I'm going to be doing some traveling. So I've been pre-filming, and that's another thing that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of these books read, is because I will be traveling for a bit. But I will be reading on my travels, so we'll see. We'll see. These are the plans that I have. Who knows what will happen. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I would love, love, love to know which books you are hoping to read this autumn or winter season. And if you have any favorite books that you like to read this time of year or reread, I would love to know. If you've read any of these books, also let me know what you think of them. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful autumn and winter season, and I hope to see you again very soon in another video. And as always, happy reading.